What is going on YouTube? It is Mackie64 and I am here to not necessarily play zombies, but to talk about something that's very dear and near to my heart. If you watched my last video on the Kino der Toten UGX mod map, you would know that I am a vapor and I like to vape often. Okay. Now, I came across some drama that's going around YouTube and social medias, and I know it's kind of late in the game to talk about this. Not too bad, but it is somewhat late. But just to catch everybody up on what I'm going to be discussing, Twisted420 caught wind of a text message from someone at CCI and Rip Trippers. And apparently they were saying that Rip wanted 2% of the profit that was made off of the stuff that they were selling. The things that he was reviewing. Okay. Now, I'm just going to say this. Number one, if Rip Trippers did say that, should it matter to you? Because if he gets paid by them, that means he's going to be biased about their products. In reality, what happened? He said that the CCI, the Cloud Chasers Inc., their stuff was okay. It wasn't for him. He didn't like it that much for him, for his personal use. But he did not say it was bad. Okay. He just said it wasn't for him. If you're into that kind of vaping, which would be cloud chasing, then that would be more geared towards you. However, he is more of a flavor junkie like myself. I do like chucking a cloud, but I also like flavor. I have to have my flavor. So does that make Rip Trippers a bad guy for doing that? And the answer is, who cares? Okay? Who cares? It's not a yes or a no, it's who cares. The reason why that's the answer is because Rip Trippers is doing something that he wants to do. Okay, he has his own brand, his own signature, his own channel where he can do whatever the hell he wants. He lives in America. He has the freedom to do whatever he would like. If he wants to be an entrepreneur, he can do that. If he wants to review people's products and get paid from those people and make a biased opinion, he can do that. If he wants to go and protest, ISIS over in Iraq, Afghanistan kind of area. Not really Afghanistan, I don't think so. Maybe, but you get the point. He can do whatever the hell he wants. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I'm not offended by it, if he is. And if he's not, okay, whatever. Why is this conversation happening? Why is Twisted420, why are you calling out people all the time? Alright? Is it because you don't have the subscribers? I don't get it. You do something that's relatively successful on YouTube. You reach, 20,000 people? Over 20,000 people? So why are you worried about it? If he's getting paid to do it, it doesn't matter. Are your reviews good enough to get paid? Well, that's something that's on you. You got to figure out what works for you. Rip Trippers did, and his is mostly on the entertainment side. And people, I don't think they get it. His character is entertainment. Rip Trippers isn't his real name. It was a character he made. And it's a personality. And it's a brand. Okay? It's a business, is what I'm trying to get at, folks. It is a business. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because it offends me as a vapor to know that people who, number one, is a grown adult, is trying to start drama on YouTube and social networks over whether somebody's getting paid to review things or whatever the case may be, whatever Twisted420 is having a beef with Rip Trippers. And I'm not saying that I'm on either of their sides, and Rip just tried, he's not really on his side, he was just saying what he thought, and it is what it is kind of deal. And Twisted420, I don't know what the deal is, man. Because I'm pretty confident you're doing the same thing. What do I mean by that? Well, you get a bunch of things in from companies to review their products, do you not? They send it to you for free. Some people who make their own mods, they'll send it to you just so you can review it. Some of them you have to send back very, very little. But most of it, they're like, hey, just keep it, you're going to give it away, do whatever you want. It's yours. You know, do what you want. That's the same thing, my friend. That is the same thing as getting money. It's merchandise, right? And if you're going to call out somebody on something, make sure that you yourself are not doing the exact same thing and calling someone else out. We have more problems in vaping, in the vaping community, as it is. We don't need high school drama. What am I talking about? Well, I don't know if anybody knows, or if you're not a vapor and you might not have caught wind of this, the FDA is going to start cracking down on vaping. Some kind of serious. Mostly about the juice, not so much the hardware, because the hardware they can't really do anything about. They can ban them, but we're still going to find ways around it. But the juice is a little harder, because it has to be consistent. It has to be the contents that are in it now, and they're having to be deemed safe, which they are going to be. But the thing is, juice is going to be taxed, and some states are already banning vaping. This is the things, these kind of things are what we need to focus on. Not whether Rip Trippers is getting money and, you know, saying biased shit about products and, oh, Kangaroo's paying him and CCI's paying him and Aspire, oh, Jesus Christ, Aspire, you know, they sold a whole bunch of Nautilus tanks off of Rip. Who cares? Who cares? You know what I'd be worried about? I'd be worried about if my state's going to ban vaping. The reason why it's a relevant topic is because it shares a common theme with you. You are a vapor if you're offended, or not offended, or on one side or the other. That means you're vaping. Okay? And that means that you should be focused on something other than, hey, you know, there's something going on here with Rip. He's, you know, hey, he's taking money. You probably shouldn't watch him anymore. Yeah, just telling you, because if you keep watching Rip, he's just going to keep making money. And he's going to keep getting sales from 4 companies. We can't have that, can we? It's consumerism. That's what it's for. That's the point. He's making money off of a company and getting products from a company for free so he can get views and so he can support his juice line and he can do what he wants. Do you get that? Do you get where I'm coming from? Leave the man alone. Twisted 420. Do what you do. Don't worry about other people. You got your own juice line. You got your own products. You do your own vape reviews. Worry about you. Rip Trippers does that. He doesn't call people out. He doesn't say, hey, you know, this guy, it's not fair because he's making more money than me. He's making more money. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. He has a big following because he has a likable personality. And more than likely it's because he also doesn't sit here and call everybody out every second he gets a chance. But my point is, there's bigger things that is going on in the vaping community than whether Rip Trippers or fucking Twisted 420 or, you know, Jesus Christ is making juice and getting paid and reviewing products for other companies, and it's unfair. I don't really see it as unfair. I do reviews for juices. I don't really do reviews on mods. I think if I was getting free mods from companies, especially local companies, because I would like to help them out more so, I would do it too. And notice that Rip, even though you can say he's biased, when he gets something in, he reviews it. And it's not like, oh, I'm going to review it one day, and that'll be it. You know, he gets it in that day. He'll vape it for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. When he feels comfortable and feels like he's figured that product out, he reviews it. Okay? And that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it should be. That's how everybody should be doing it. And, I mean, for instance, and we'll use a for instance, he has a video right now about the Turbo RDA from Tobacco. Alright, I just watched it last night. Don't know how long it's been up, but I just saw it last night. And what I got from that video is that Tobacco and the Turbo that he had, it was okay. He liked it, but it's not for him. And he stated that. And he clearly, I mean, it's okay that he doesn't like that as much as he likes other things. But he had pros and cons, and he gave his best opinion. And he tried to be unbiased about it. And that's what I see is, you know, a consistent in his videos. He is very unbiased as far as what he's saying. And if you don't watch Rip Trippers, you don't understand what I'm getting at or what I'm saying. But when he reviews something, he tells you what the pros are, what the cons are in his opinion, and he wants you to formulate your own opinion on whether that product is for you or not whether you should buy it because you are a consumer whore. Okay? Alright, let's get that out of the way. Now, back to the FDA and the problems that vapors are having that are real issues, not high school drama because somebody had their panties on. The FDA is going to start cracking down on juice makers, specifically, because that's the thing that they can regulate the most. It's going to be a little harder for them to regulate things like mods, RDAs, and things like that. Sure, if something starts to be unsafe and it's starting to kill off people, I'm sure they'll have a little bit of a problem, something to say about that. But that's not something that the FDA is going to be able to regulate because that's not something that they do regulate. If a product is unsafe, then, you know, something will have to be done as far as, you know, it has nothing to do with food or drugs, alright? They can't ban forks because forks are dangerous. You get what I'm saying? But if it's food or drug related, I do believe that's where their expertise are, hence the name. Now, when I say this, the reason why that affects juice makers is because it's something that's being consumed, alright? Not necessarily like you would imagine consumption being, but it is nonetheless being consumed. And they do consider it, I guess, a drug. I'm not going to say they consider it a drug, but we are going to say that they consider that it is something that they need to regulate. Kind of like the FTA with firearms, tobacco, and alcohol. But, I mean, you know, what I'm getting at is they're cracking down some kind of harder. 15% taxes on juice. And I don't know if you make juice or you buy juice or whatever you do, that's big. That is not good. Not good. Okay, the reason why I say that is because if you make juice, right, most juice makers, whether it be house makers or they're a big viable company that's doing well for themselves, it costs money to make juice, and they sell it right now to companies for wholesale mostly, or they sell it independently, and they'll put a price point on what they think it's worth, usually a markup about a little over half. And they do that because they need to make money. With a 15% tax increase, they're going to have to continue to rise the price. They're going to keep it where it's at, and the tax is going to do the rest. It's going to make it really high. Now, that's a problem for a lot of people. Because, number one, if you're a viable company, that's probably not going to affect you too dang much. If you are a mom and pop store, or you are just a small business and you don't have access to a lot of money, or you are just making juice to make it, or maybe that's what your business is striving. You're just starting out, and it costs quite a bit of money to do make juice and distribute juice, because you got to think about all the cost that goes into it, whether it be the products itself, the VG and the PG, or the flavoring themselves, which, you know, they don't cost too much, but I mean, they're, you know, you want to make more juice, you got to have different flavors, because not everybody's going to like just one kind of flavor unless it's just the best one on the planet. Anyway, we're not going to get there or get at that, because everybody knows that vaping rap is pretty good. But what I'm saying is the taxes are going to really affect the locals, all right, the house juice. And also, they're going to make them have to do it in a laboratory setting, or laboratory spec setting. And what that means is it has to be like lab code. So, I mean, it's going to be, you know, very, very uber clean. Has to be, you know, just to their T what they want, and it has to be regulated in that manner. And I don't really mind that too much. But that's also going to be expensive, because if people don't have a freaking lab, a quality lab in their own house, that means they're going to have to find a place that does, and either rent that space or do something of that nature. So that's going to be costly. and juice is going to skyrocket, and vaping might fail. But we can stop that with organizations like CASA, or even contacting your representative firsthand. But really, like I was saying, who cares about what the reviewers are doing on YouTube? You need to worry about whether vaping is going to survive or not, and that is just my opinion. Hopefully you think my opinion is correct, and you do something about this. Now, I just died, so who cares? I want to say one quick thing. Vapor Slam is coming up. Mackie is going to be at Vapor Slam in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I think it's March 21st and 22nd. Don't quote me, but it is a Saturday in March that I'm going to be there. It's the same night that they're going to roast Grim Green. I will be there to watch the roast of Nick. And please stop by, and please keep on vaping.